This is my favorite eggplant recipe. I never needed to fry them again. I'm going to start by cutting my eggplants. First, I remove this top part, and then I cut the other end so they're even. We're going to use 6 eggplants in total, and I'm going to cut them this way. With all these eggplants, we're going to prepare a very tasty recipe. No frying needed. After trying it, you'll only want to eat eggplants like this, oven-baked and well-seasoned. I've already cut the 6 eggplants. Now I'm going to place them in a baking dish. I line the dish with parchment paper, and now I arrange the eggplant slices on top. I used quite a lot. This recipe calls for many eggplants. Now I'm going to sprinkle a bit of salt and also some ground black pepper on top. And I'll drizzle with olive oil, spreading it well over all the slices. I place it in the oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes so they cook well. And here are the roasted eggplants. They turned out soft and golden. Now in a bowl, we're going to start assembling the final dish. I add a bit of oil at the bottom of the bowl just to lightly grease it. Then I start lining it with the eggplant slices, arranging them carefully. You place them and cover the entire edge of the bowl patiently. The entire inner part should be covered, forming a base with the roasted eggplants. They are very soft, which makes shaping much easier. Keep lining until the entire bowl is completely covered with slices. Now we're going to add a generous layer of tomato paste at the bottom. Then I sprinkle grated Parmesan cheese over the tomato paste. Now I add mozzarella cheese cut into small cubes, which melts perfectly. Now I cover with more eggplant slices, closing this first layer. I add another layer on top so the filling is well wrapped. Look how well filled it is, with full and firm layers. Everything nicely assembled. Now we continue with more tomato sauce on top. I add more eggplant and now another layer of tomato sauce. I spread it well, covering the entire top part of the last layer. Then I sprinkle more Parmesan cheese on top, enhancing the flavor. That Parmesan touch makes all the difference in this recipe. And I finish with a bit more mozzarella, just like in the previous layer. That's how we create another creamy cheese layer that will melt beautifully. Ever since I learned this recipe, I always make it at home. I cover everything with more eggplant slices, sealing it well. I add a bit more sauce and a final layer of Parmesan. Now I place it back in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 more minutes. This is how it looks coming out of the oven, golden and ready to serve. I'm going to cut a piece to show how it looks inside. Look at this texture, well filled and with melted cheese. Very flavorful, a different and special way to prepare eggplant. A well-filled, creamy recipe full of flavor in every bite.